Hi, Due South fans. It's Catherine Brouillet, Elaine Vespris.
We're the Bavins from Holly, Michigan.
Jay Simcoe here.
This is Steph.
I'm Joel De La Fuente, and I played the role of Charlie Wong.
It's Caroline from Nevada.
My name is Lisa Jacob, and I played Christina in the Chicago holiday episodes of Due South.
This is Shani from Chicago.
Well, it's me, Tom. This is late Detective Thomas Dewey.
He's Doug. I'm here in lovely Tampa, Florida.
And I'm Catherine.
Hello everyone from Glen, Liz and Lauren here in sunny England.
This is Tina from the very south part of Sweden in a town called Ystad.
It's your old pal Tom Gully here, and I'm in the middle of Dallas, Texas right now.
I'll share with you my earliest memory of Due South. That's from the episode of Chinatown, when Mr. Lee's walking along the sidewalk to the haunting music of Lorena McKenna.
I first discovered Due South 3 years ago.
We watched the very first episode of Due South when the pilot first aired here in the U.S. in spring 1994.
I fell in love from the beginning.
In 2008, my wife was going into the hospital for a serious neck surgery. We were new to Facebook, and she posted a question online asking people what show they could recommend for her convalescence. Due South was the recommendation we went with, and when she got back out from a very successful surgery, Cindy started up Due South, and we became immediately hooked.
And I've always loved the show since I was little.
There was an ad on TV and I saw Canadian TV series about Atlantic going to Chicago. I thought, well, that sounds interesting. Bit odd, but interesting.
I discovered Due South when I was 5.
Well, I was flipping through channels and I caught a little glimpse of a Phantom of the Opera poster on the wall, and that was kind of one of my obsessions at the time. Soon I saw a husky run by on the screen, so I was pretty much hooked after that.
When my mom recommended it to me because it was her favorite show, then we started watching it together.
We were living in Britain, and my husband was watching it, the repeats that were on ITV3. But it wasn't until I saw the whole of Victoria's Secret that I became really hooked. I was on the internet within minutes to find out if that had been the last episode as it looked, or if there were in fact more. And I was very relieved to find out that there were many, many more episodes that I hadn't yet seen.
Discovered it when I was 3 years old, just turned 4 years old. And I walked into Mum's room and she was watching it on TV, and I saw this red character. I was like, what's this red figure? And straight away I was just intrigued, and I just got hooked straight away.
I first watched it about 4 years ago when it was shown again on TV.
I was on YouTube one day looking up music videos, and I stumbled upon Paul Gross's 32 Down on the Robert Mackenzie.
And I moved south to the south coast of England in the 90s, and my husband was working away from home, and I had some small children, and I didn't know anybody, and I was very lonely, and watched a lot of television, and one of those episodes that came up was one of the early Due South ones, and I was hooked from the very first one.
My mum told me about Due South and it sounded really cool.
I discovered Due South, or as it was called here, Uppdrag Chicago, was back in the 90s.
I was asked to audition for a TV pilot. And then, I remember I was working in a mall, and I got a phone call from my agent's assistant saying that this was on a weekend, which was really rare. And they said, 2 weeks ago you auditioned for a thing called Due South. And I said, oh, okay. They said, they'd like to see you again. I said, oh, okay, fine. But they'd like to see you in Los Angeles. So yeah, that was for the part of Vecchio. And obviously didn't get the role. And it was about 4 months later, the pilot aired, and I saw some of it and I said, wow, that's a pretty good show. But they didn't cast it, so I'm not going to watch it. And I got another phone call. They said that they're remounting the show. You're not necessarily auditioning, you're just going to meet Paul. Whatever. Anyhow, I met Paul, chatted, and they wanted me again to be considered for Stanley Walson, the other ring. And I said, wow, okay. So we screen tested. Again, I thought, okay, not bad, whatever. And I was napping at home, I got the phone call, and this time it was Paul. Paul himself called me, look, I don't know if you're going to get Ray, the second Ray. You're still in the running, but however, would you consider playing Thomas Dewey, who plays Daniel Cash? And I said, yeah, why not? And that was it.
It was always known as the little show that could, or the show that would never die.
What Due South means to me
a long story. It's a story that takes exactly 2 hours to tell.
What I'll always take from the show and what I'll always remember from the show is actually all the wonderful friendships that I've made through Due South.
It isn't just a TV show, it's got that special childhood memory as well. And it's something that I hope and plan to do one day when I've got my own children, that I'll watch it with them.
The positive underlying message. Here was a show about crime, but the solution to crime was politeness and a canine companion.
We had so many friends to us.
Been with me ever since I was young.
It gets us through the dark days. Me personally, it took me through some of the darkest days I had, made me realize that there's still good in the world.
But Cindy and I can absolutely testify to the recuperative powers of Due South.
Due South was one of the reasons I started learning English.
It means so much to me because it was the last thing me and my dad watched together before he passed away.
And it's been inspiring for many of us. It's gotten us through tough times in our life.
I had a great time with that show. Fun people, lots of good times. I think the fans have a big impact on me now. I mean, back then it was as an actor. Now over the years of meeting the fans and the conventions, you see how it impacted them. I think I was in my mid-30s and there was a change in my life. And I look back on it now and go, wow, I was a kid. It impacted me as a fan of the show and as a fan of the fans.
Let's go with a picture is worth 1,000 words. And I'll show you my Due South tattoos.
It's a pleasure for me to have been involved in it. I had a super fun time working on Chinatown, a great time playing that role.
The biggest part has been able to be part of the RCW 139 fan conventions. It's such a big, important part of my life. It's something I'm very, very proud of. Able to make friends for life, really. Very close friends, people that mean a lot to me. I've been able to meet people from all over the world.
We really like the Due South conventions because we go there every year.
All of the amazing people that I've met, again, through the show, whether they be fans, cast, or crew members alike.
The friendships I've made through the conventions.
I've met so many people, firstly online, and then at the conventions, and they sort of become your family.
And it's helped me make some lifelong friendships with people from all over the world, and you know, I just love it.
And I've met so many great people.
So we've all made lots of friends through the convention.
I've met new friends and one very special guy.
So special that, guess what, people? We're engaged.
Then I found a lot of friends.
It's given me lifelong friends from all over the world.
And I look at the fans and the vast diversity of the fans, not just where they come from, the countries over the world, not just the age, the personalities and the experiences that they share with me about what the show meant to them. They have 20 years of friendships that have developed, and I think that's kind of unique, and I think it's kind of special.
Due South brings people together.
And I think it's really special that this show has brought so many people from all over the world together.
I think anytime there's a show that affects people so much that they're getting together 20 years after the fact to celebrate it, to enjoy their favorite moments, and to enjoy the strong sense of community that is built up in the years following, I think that's a true testament to a wonderful show.
Due South was a very life-changing experience. First started working on the pilot for the show. I was very green. I had very little knowledge of what I was doing. Things really changed for me in a big way when I started working on the show. It was really the most unique experience I'd ever had in music. I mean, my co-composers, Jack Lenz and John McCarthy, were also very much my teachers at the beginning of the show. I feel like it's one of the major events that occurred in my life and in my music career. And a lot of things happen, you know, because of my involvement on Due South. And it's such a positive show. There was such a positive message going on in the show. I tell you, I wouldn't have given it up for anything in the world. It was a blast. And hey, congratulations, Due South, on your 20th anniversary.
I recently watched the episodes again, and I had all of these wonderful memories of filming. I always really liked doing my own stunts, but there were some things that I just could not do, like walk in high-heeled shoes.
That I'm sure will be celebrating the 30th, 40th, 50th anniversary in years to come.
I can't believe Due South is 20 years old already. I may have missed the first 16 years, but I'm definitely making up for it now.
It's been 20 years since we did the show, and I have a lot of fond memories. You're pressing all the buttons, Matea.
Wow, 20 years since doing Due South. I mean, I could still do Thomas Dewey now.
I'm just really excited about celebrating 20 years of Due South.
And I hope everyone has a great time at the 20th anniversary convention this year.
I just want to thank everybody involved with making Due South happen, all the cast and crew and everything. You gave us all lifelong memories and things that we could share with our friends and family for years to come. I also want to thank the people involved with the convention. I know this is run by the fans, for the fans, and it's helped to make some lifelong friendships with people from all over the world.
So I just want to say thank you kindly, or as we say here in Sweden, tack så mycket.
Thank you kindly.
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 Thank you kindly. Любезнейше благодарю.
Thank you kindly.
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 I was born up north of Great Slave in 1898, and I rode near all my life on a ranch near Devil's Gate. I've seen this world about me, bend and flip and change. It feels like rain. That's a thundercloud. I've been called a coward, but I've seen 2 world wars, and I lost my son Virgil, my Corey and Reward, and my Lucy died last summer. You ask me if I've cried, hell, I'll show you tears. They're all over this ground. They're falling from these blue Alberta skies. We're gonna ride forever. You can't keep horsemen in the cage. Should the angels fall when it's only then we might put in the race. They tell me I'm an old man. They tell me I am blind. They took my driver's license. This house ain't far behind. I said, jump back, all you big suits. You got something wrong, 'cause I ain't gone. No, I ain't gone. I am still breathing, and I still have my pride. I have my memories. Your life, it never dies. Like the wind that blows in thunder, like a stallion on the fly. I've got it all, and I'm standing tall. Underneath these blue Alberta skies, we're gonna ride forever. You can't keep horsemen in the cage. Should the angels fall when it's only then we So I say to all you old men, don't let yourselves get broke. If you think the world's gone crazy and it's scratching at your throat, it's time to dust off that old saddle. Get it on a horse, kick up your spurs. We're gonna run like Sting. We're gonna tear across these blue